All right, in this episode, we talk about Matt Coffey and should he train or play this summer?
And are supplements really that important?
All right, Brent Porcio, Stephen Godon here at the @TopVelocity hashtag Pitch and Tip show, the baddest, most dangerous show online, because we push limits, we kick ass.
We push you so hard that you can't even sit down on the toilet to take a crap.
That. And you puke.
That's actually true though. Like I've tried to sit down after like a heavy squats and been like, oh god.
Yes. And seriously, challenging program because we exploit weaknesses and we make you get better from the ground up. Who wants to do that, right?
Nobody.
Who wants to do that?
Apparently nobody.
Of course. Everybody else just wants to do throw the ball as far as you can and then
run into a net, get on a bicycle and throw a golf ball.
Whatever makes it happen quick, right? Okay. So if you have a question, go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat @TopVelocity. Hashtag pitch tips, hashtag baseball tips. You ask a question, we answer it on the show. If you like it or not, we're still gonna answer it.
Sure.
And hopefully you still watch. All right, so what's the question for today? Matt Coffey asks, should I play in a summer league or train for the summer? I'm in my last year of JC, so I think the exposure for be beneficial. Matt, I know you probably didn't want this on the show, but it was a great question I wanted to put out there because a lot of guys ask that. Should I play this summer or should I train for velocity? So here's always the thing I say. It really has to do with how hard you throw, because that's a big kind of prerequisite for going to the next level. That's really what they look at, right? Ball speed. I know there's a lot more to pitching than that. That's how it typically works. If you're a guy who's throwing low to mid 80s and you're trying to play D1 baseball, I don't understand why you playing that summer is going to help. So I would tell you no. I'd say you should work on your velocity, but hey, you better make sure the time you take away from playing, you better get what you need, which is velocity. So. But that would be it. I mean, if you don't look at yourself like a product, if you don't have something that is going to grab attention, then don't go out trying to sell it. Go make it better and then go out and try to sell it. So do not play if you are not at the level that these scouts are going to be looking for, because you're wasting your time. I mean, I remember for years playing mid 80s and no scout would talk to me. And then I'm throwing low 90s and every scout would come up to me like, where you been? I'm like, dude, I'm 26 years old. I've been everywhere. You just didn't notice until I threw hard enough, right? Because, that's how long it took me after injury. So that would be my answer to the question. Anything you want to add?
I thought you said for him that he should go get.
Well, because that's Matt Coffey.
For Matt Coffey, yeah.
Right, because Matt Coffey hit 90. I mean, if you haven't watched his testimonial and his thing up with Coach Justin Ottman with max velocity pitching, uses the 3X approach. He got to 90, so I said, yeah, now's the time to go out there. So that's basically what I was saying. Maybe he's consistently high 80s but touching 90, and that's still a great opportunity, better than where he was at low 80s. But no, if Matt was still low 80s, I would have said, no, don't play. Yeah.
I went the opposite way. I told him to get to 100 just because I love Matt, and Matt is really one of the more explosive athletes I've personally seen. I was really impressed at his size. He'll be on the ground and can like do the jump up thing, and he's like a big dude, and it's like, okay, you're freakishly explosive. He has 305 power clean, and I was just thinking, why not try to go to 95 to 100, because he definitely has it in him. He could do another year of training and just take himself to that next level. I think he's on the level right now where it's, all right, man, you're touching 90, but let's build you into such a beast where you're out of this world throwing gas, and I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and I'm fine. I would go with that, but at the same time too, you don't want to age and not get enough time actually putting it all together.
Like you were saying about, if you're going to take that year off, you better get out what you're going to put in.
Right, exactly. Don't waste time.
You got to kill yourself.
That's why, guys, you got to pick the right approach, because you could take that time off and nothing happen, and it happens a lot.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure not only take the right approach, but you got to fully commit and know the goals you're going to achieve and work to those goals, and then get back out there and show it off and play, and then put it all together, develop your pitches, develop your mentality, develop your reputation, and go on to the next level.
Matt has the work ethic, though. Matt will go in there and he'll bust his ass for that time.
Of course he does.
I know he'll make the right decision, whatever it is.
Yeah, and hopefully he comes back down here and trains with us again. We love having him down. If he can stay longer in a few weeks.
He said he told me he's considering a winter come down.
Oh.
So, I mean, it is winter, Matt, and you're not here. So.
I don't know. We'll wait for you, Matt. All right, good. Next question. Mike O'Brien asks, what are your views on supplements, such as creatine, beta-alanine, and pre-workouts for velo? All right, that was a good question, Brian, right? Good question, Brian. Creatine, some guys really like it, some guys hate it. Be careful with it. And, I read studies about it, and there's a lot of studies that say it's really great, but I dehydrated really bad with it. I already have issues with dehydration because I don't think I absorb minerals well. I know I don't absorb minerals well, so I would cramp up really bad with it because it pulls your water into your muscles, so it can slightly give you a dehydration or create some dehydration because it's retaining so much water. It needs so much water. So even though if you read all these studies and said it with big groups that were tested, they weren't experiencing dehydration, but I did, so I didn't like it. But then there's some out there that say it's not good for you altogether, and I don't know. I want to leave that up to you. Please do your research on that. We're not doctors or even dietitians here, so that's just my experience of it. The beta-alanine, I don't even know how to say it right. Haven't done that, used it personally. Don't know much about it. I know that it helps with muscle gain, lean muscle gain. But as far as pre-workouts, I haven't looked a lot into pre-workouts. I think pre-workouts you have to be careful with because there used to be a lot of ones out there that were just full of amphetamines, and that I don't like, speeding up the metabolism, the heart rate too much. I don't know. I mean, I always want to stay natural, so I'm just a natural guy. So anything that keeps it natural, that's typically where I go. Proteins, foods, vitamins, minerals, omegas, oils. That's really more me. So I don't really get into all these supplements because I don't think they have that significant of an effect, maybe a little one. And pre-workouts, I really would rather see a mentality than you coming into a drug that's trying to give you energy because you don't really own it. I want you to own it. So yeah, I mean, I'm not that really experienced on the supplement aspects of it because I don't want to be, guys, because I want to do it without them. And I want to do it I'll talk food all day. I mean, I know food like crazy. But I've really pushed away. There was a point in my career where I turned on the supplements because I spent so much money, and I walked away because I didn't really feel it. It really wasn't that significant. And I saw guys not doing it having really great results because they had mentality, guys, and that was bigger for me. I really believe in mentality. But there is a place for supplements, and obviously meal plans are huge. And Steven's he loves this aspect of it, so he's going to give you probably a way better understanding than I'm going to give you, and tell you where it has its place.
Yeah. I've said this on multiple episodes. I think that you really have to concentrate on food before you start getting into the supplements. The supplements, like Brent's saying, there is a place for supplement, but I always say that it's like, from what I've heard, that I quote off John Berardi, and I completely agree with him. Food is 95% of the battle. Supplements is 5% of the battle. There's way too many people that just want to get into all these supplements. What supplements should I be taking? I need to be taking weight gainers. I need to be doing this. And I just want to be like, eat real food. That is how you're going to see the results. And I think that's huge. I think creatine has its place. Like Brent said, some guys like it. There's been studies that say that it helps for explosion, like in sprint speed, stuff like that, which is what we do. So it's like, okay, cool. That has its place. And then I personally haven't tried the beta-alanine, or however you say it, but it's something that helps you gain lean mass. Okay, that's cool. But if you're just using supplements and not having a kick-ass diet plan of eating whole foods, eating to a caloric surplus, really trying to put on lean muscle mass, put on good mass, you're wasting your time with supplements if you're just spending all your money and concentrating on that. So make sure you have a plan of how you're going to eat, what your goal is, what weight you want to get to, and eat to get your way there, and then supplement with some stuff that gives you a little edge.
Yeah, and guys, like proteins, I don't even like protein bars and shakes. I don't even really see that as a supplement. To me, that's just an extension of a meal. Okay, so when we're talking supplements, I'm talking about creatines or these specific little compounds that labs have created to kind of perk little things in our body. I think it's just not as significant as what you want it to be. And I think, unfortunately, guys that are looking for that are the guys that are looking for the quick fix. They're looking for the quick little burst, little bump before they go into the season.
Absolutely.
Or somewhere it's kind of like the shortcut. It's like, look, maybe I don't have to work as hard, and I can just take these supplements and do this little drill, and I get all the.
This will put 20 pounds on me. Yeah.
I get all the success I want, guys. I that's why I don't like talking supplements, because I feel like that's where we're going with all this. But at the same time, too, if a protein bar wants to sponsor my show.
Absolutely. I
like protein bars. I would represent it, and I would talk good about it, because protein, to me, like I said, is just an extension of your meal.
Absolutely.
When I sit down to eat, I want proteins, but I also want, whole foods. Like I want, vegetables, fruits. I want, all the complex carbs,
good protein,
good oils, goods. I get seeds, nuts, legumes, whatever. I mean,
absolutely.
There's so much you can do just in going home to eat that would so far exceed whatever a supplement could bring into you and make you better. And that's typically what I love to talk about. And I think that's critical. I mean, that is critical to this. Like, if I'm going to train a guy and he's going to eat bad and whatever, take supplements, but he's going to eat bad, I mean, I'm wasting my time helping you, or you're wasting your time. I mean, so don't make it sound like I'm not making this sound critical. Eating is so critical to what we're doing here. But that really wasn't in this question. It was more supplements. I would rather have the question on how do we eat?
Yeah.
What do we eat?
Yeah.
How do we eat like a badass? Because we train like badasses. So how do we eat like badasses?
Absolutely.
That's really what it's got to be, guys. And that's really got to be your new perspective, your new mindset.
Absolutely. One more thing about the pre-workouts too, keeping it natural. I think, I know Brent's going to disagree with me on this one, but I love espresso. And I think if you take a shot of espresso or something like that.
I think that's better at pre-workout.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a
natural. I used to tell guys to take chocolate. To me, chocolate is a great pre-workout because the caffeine, plus it's a nitric oxide booster, which dilates the blood vessels, helps you get more blood flow. Caffeine has a similar effect. I just don't like caffeine because it's a little bit too much caffeine. I like coffee because it's too much caffeine.
I love it, though. Maybe a little chocolate in the espresso.
Yeah, then you're really going down. But like I said, I want as much mentality in my list as I want, a supplement giving me the uppers, because that's critical, because then you don't own it. Then everywhere you go, you got to have your shot of coffee. So you're like this guy, like, I got to go pitch. I got to drink my coffee. And then the day you forget your coffee, you're screwed.
You're down.
I don't want to be that guy. I want it to be all here, man.
So what are on the days that like, all right, I need to pick me up. Like, I'm not feeling it today. I'm feeling kind of tired. How do you psych yourself up to that level?
Like Brian Wilson, just shoot a Red Bull and get out there.
Oh my God, that's a supplement right there.
I'm just kidding. I just said that because I was hilarious. No, I mean, that's the day where I'd rather sit down, listen to some music, whatever, get into a mindset. And I could talk mentality all day. I mean, I was just the guy who had to curse at myself all the time. Yeah. I mean, I'd get up there and I'd start walking the bases and I'd be like, effing come on, Brent, and like step it up. You're not out here to get your ass whooped. I mean, so that's what I would rather do. Yeah, of course, I was like you guys searching for the supplements, but they never gave me success. When I started doing that and talking like a badass to myself, that's when it started happening.
Absolutely.
All right, good question. If you got a question, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, at TopVelocity, hashtag Pitcher Tips, hashtag Pitcher Tips. Ask your question, we answer on the show. Check out the TopVelocity.net. 3X Velocity Camps coming up, 3X, 2X programs. But be careful, because they are dangerous programs, because they're pushing you to your limits, and they're not for everybody. I'll tell you right now, warning, they are not for everybody. All right? See you in the next episode.
Get lost.
Yeah, soft, get lost. See you in the next episode.
Yeah. Hold on.